I'm here in the Oregon Cascades in one of the roadless areas. This is Forest Service land, public land, belonging to the government of the United States, supposedly to the people of the United States, that has been protected for a couple decades under what's called the roadless rule. The roadless rule was a regulation that was put in place by the Forest Service to protect areas of roadless forests that were more than a couple thousand acres in size. This is one of those places. Altogether, this rule protected millions of acres of wilderness quality landscapes, forests like this one, across the country. And just so people are aware, this rule was largely put in place as a result of the forest defense movement. In the late 80s into the 90s and early 2000s, there was a very vibrant, powerful, focused, active forest defense movement across the United States, but especially in the western states, that established hundreds of blockades, tree sits, public protests, mass actions, direct actions of various sorts to protect places like this from logging. And that movement was actually quite successful. It certainly was not able to protect all the forest, and by the time that movement really gained steam, a lot of the forest had already been cut. There wasn't that much old growth left, which is why fragments of land like this are so incredibly important ecologically and beyond. You know, I'm out here with my family today on a beautiful day in October. We just camped overnight, and you know, places like this are where people can come to recharge, to relax, to connect to the natural world, to hear silence, to do all kinds of things that we aren't able to do inside cities, inside these urban, dense, highly populated areas that most of us live in today. So the roadless rule is now under threat. The Trump administration has announced that they plan to repeal the roadless rule, which would open up, as I said, millions of acres of forest just like this one to logging imminently. And people are resisting this in various ways. For my part, I think it's incredibly important that we revive and revitalize the forest defense movement, because sure, other tactics may be appropriate and useful and necessary in many cases. I don't poo-poo that at all. But what really protected these places was people getting in the way, putting their bodies on the line, taking risks, being bold, having courage, stepping forward and saying, no, you will not do this, and making it physically impossible in many cases to cut these forests, stopping the destruction from happening, preventing it from happening, not through protest, but through resistance. And we need that once again.